Scribd, 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 Scribd. What do I think of Scribd? I don't like it. We need to talk about it in detail. Hi, it's Kelly here, back with another video. If you're new to my channel, I really encourage you to stick around and join the community by hitting that big red subscribe button down below for new videos every week. So first things first, I think it's pronounced Scribd. If I pronounce it wrong and you know that it's Scribd or whatever you think it is, let me know. At the bottom of an email from them, it said Scribd, I think. So that's what I'm going with, even though I would have said it was called Scribd. Anyway, moving on, I'm going to call it Scribd. Let's just go with it. So Scribd is basically an app that you download for your phone, and it gives you ebooks, audiobooks and podcasts. The basic premise of this app is that it's unlimited, so you can listen to unlimited audiobooks, you can read unlimited ebooks, and you can listen to unlimited podcasts as much as you want for one monthly price. So unlike a service like Audible, it is very much a Netflix style of subscription. So let's firstly address the price. So the price is $9.99 in the US and £9.49 here in the UK. I think that's quite high. I don't know what anyone else thinks. I think it's a lot, but then I guess it's unlimited, so maybe it's not that bad. We're going to talk all about the pros and cons in this video and see whether it's actually worth that price. Now, the Scribd app, I was actually very impressed when I downloaded it. It's super user friendly and really easy to sign up. The whole process from start to finish was very easy. It gives you all this information, it asks you to sign up. As with most subscription services, you do get a 30-day free trial at the start, which is really nice to have. And that money will just come out of your Apple ID. So whatever credit card you have attached to your Apple ID and App Store is where that money will come out of. And as for the app itself, again, it's super user friendly, really easy to use. You've got your kind of home button, you can scroll through, look at different titles, you can save different titles as well that you want to come back to, like on your wish list. You can search for different books, and there's just loads of the kind of standard features you would assume would be on an app like this. So yeah, it's a pretty user-friendly app, can't really complain there. Now, in terms of the app itself, the one thing I was a little bit confused by is an available soon banner that came up on some of the books. So I went onto the Scribd website just to see if they said anything about this or what it actually meant, because the available soon banner meant that I couldn't actually read or listen to that book. When I went on the website, it said this. It said, when it comes to reading, there's no limit on the number of books or audiobooks that you can read or listen to each month. That being said, you may sometimes notice that a title you've saved indicates it will be available soon. Once your subscription renews for the next month, your library will refresh and you'll be able to select from our full library once more. This balance helps us ensure that authors are fairly compensated for all of their work. So, to me, that indicates that it's not unlimited. How do you claim it's unlimited if you stop people from listening to things until the subscription renews to the next month? This is what I don't get. If the app is at any point preventing you from reading a specific book that you've saved because you wanted to read it and you can't read it until the next month, that's not unlimited, in my opinion. Okay, so that's the basic premise of the app. That's what it's all about, how much it costs, etc. Now let's dive into the good stuff and talk about what's good about this app, what's not good about it, and if it's actually worth $9.99 a month. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up down below. So let's start off talking about the benefits of the Scribd app. So obviously we have to address that it is an unlimited service. Mostly. I think that is a really good feature of this, and definitely something that potentially Audible or some other audiobook services don't give you, is that you can listen to as many audiobooks as you want, you can read as many ebooks as you want within the month. So that is a really nice thing, and I think something that a lot of people really wanted is some service where you can actually listen or read as much as you want, similar to Netflix or a video streaming service. You pay a monthly price, you listen and read as much as you want. And then you're not tied down to one book that you've chosen that month or two books that you've chosen. You genuinely can flick between books, you can read a lot of different things at the same time. The other thing I really like about this app is that it does tailor the suggestions it gives you based on what you save, and I really like like that. So if I say went onto the app and saved a couple of books that I really liked or have already read, to see what its other suggestions it would give me. And it does refresh and it does change them based on what you pick, which I also really like. The only thing I found about it is that that didn't really happen immediately. Like it almost took almost like a full month of me having read a few different things and tried a few different things before it started altering those suggestions. So just be aware of that. In that first kind of like initial month, you may have to choose some specific ones and read some specific ones first before it starts to tailor your suggestions, and that's where you're probably going to use the search function more initially. The other thing I really like about the app in general is just that you have ebooks and audiobooks in one place. Now I'm specifically again thinking about Amazon here just because naturally that's where I go, because it's kind of the lead for all of this stuff. But obviously they have Kindle and then they have Audible, and they're two separate services. I really like that this app brings those together in one place. So you've got your ebooks, you've got your audiobooks, and they're all in the one app, along with kind of like some originals and podcasts and things, which again is just really nice because it saves you having those different apps and flicking between things. You've kind of all got it all in one place, which is quite a nice touch. And similar to Audible and Kindle, you can download any ebooks or audiobooks offline so that you can read them whenever you don't have Wi-Fi or you don't have any data. And like I said in my video where I talked all about Audible, I really love to listen to audiobooks when I'm out walking, so it's really nice that you can download them offline and read them. Of course, we also need to talk about what the drawbacks of Scribd are, and this is where my mind is like kind of pulled in two places, because I'm like, it's unlimited, that's really good, but also I'm like, is it? So the one key drawback, in my opinion, and this is going to be different for everyone, but in my opinion, the one key drawback is just the selection of books. Now, don't get me wrong, when you go on and you scroll through, there's a ton of books. When you search, there's a ton of books. But the one thing that I noticed is that specific books that I really wanted to read weren't on there. Now, that's not completely true in that none of the books that I wanted were on there, but I did a quick search. I went to my Audible catalogue and I looked in my bookshelf beside me, and I did a quick search in Scribd to see if I could find some of the books that I like to read or similar books to those. And the one thing that I found is that it was quite difficult to find the books that I actually really wanted to read. So I did a quick kind of search of about 10 of the books in my bookshelf and in my Audible library, and there was about 3 out of 10 that I could actually find on the Scribd app. Now, for some people this is going to be more important than others. For me, I have a lot of specific books in mind that I've already heard are really good or have in my mind that I want to already read. So for me, that's kind of an important thing because I already know what I want to read before I go in the app. However, if you're someone who you don't actually mind what you read, you're just quite a casual reader, you're like, I'll read a little bit of that, I'll read a little bit of this, I like a little bit of fiction here and there, I like a little bit of self-development, but I'm not specifically interested in a certain book or a certain number of books, you would actually probably really like this, because it is still a really good selection. I would just say that it's not as extensive as Audible would be. It doesn't have the same massive library as kind of Amazon would. So just be aware of that. In my mind, that's one of the major drawbacks and one of the reasons why I am planning on cancelling my Scribd subscription, just because I don't feel like I get what I need from it in the way I do from other services. The only other drawback that I do have is the price. So this is a couple of pounds more expensive than the Audible service. It's also more expensive than a standard Netflix subscription here in the UK, and that just doesn't kind of sit right with me. I mean, I know that books and audiobooks are very expensive, so potentially this isn't actually a huge amount of money, but just in my opinion, for the selection that they have, it is quite expensive, and 30 days rolls around very quickly, and that's almost £120 a year. So if you go in there and you search for books and you think actually this has everything I need, this is a good one for me, then potentially you'd be more than happy to pay for that. But I do think it's a little bit on the pricey side, and that's just my opinion. Overall, is Scribd worth the money? In my opinion, no. I personally don't think that it is. I think for me it just comes down to the selection of books, and it really just comes down to the fact that I have specific books in mind that I know I gonna want to read, and those just aren't on there. A couple of them are, but for me it just makes more sense to go with a different service or to read those books in paperback form. So it does really massively depend on what you're looking for. If you are looking for an unlimited subscription which allows you to try a lot of different things, try ebooks, try audiobooks, and really just test out what you want, this could be really perfect for you. So make sure you go on and check it out if you're interested. Okay, so that was an overview of Scribd. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video or find it helpful. Let me know if you did in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe. I'm planning on doing a video reviewing all of the audiobook services that are out there very, very soon and comparing them to figure out which is the best one. So make sure you stick around if you want to see that in a future video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.